Hey you, yes you, see all these wonderful people right here? They are my Patreons. With the support I get from them, I can afford to do my passion as a career and bring you guys weekly videos. Want to join them? For just $1 a month, you can get videos 24 hours before anyone else. And for even higher tiers, you can get Polaroids, letters, and mystery boxes from me to you. And even fursuit parts, not to mention my eternal thanks. So what are you waiting for? Become a Patreon today via the link in the description. Thanks again, enjoy the video.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to this week's video. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured I would answer some of your questions that you guys have left on my Discord server. Link down below if you want to join that, if you're over the age of 13. So yeah, let's get straight on into it. I've got cheat hand today. So this first one is from Zinx the Experiment. How do you come up with your prices when you're first starting so people even commission you to begin with? I'll be real with you, my first commission prices, I think I charged $50 for a head. I think that was all that was paid for my first ever commission. I wouldn't recommend that. Please don't charge below material prices. Do as I say, not as I do. However, a really good way to kind of price your stuff is to make pre-mades and see what price they sell for. Make like 2 or 3, see what people will pay for them, and then you can start charging at that price. So good luck. Don't do what I did and charge $50 and then like $100 for a full suit. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. This one is from Lou Raccoon. What made you decide to take the leap into fursuit commissions? Money. I like money. I like being paid for the hard work that I put in for other people. Honestly, I kind of had the passion, and wait, hold on. I can actually tell a story as to why I originally decided to take fursuit commissions. So I was in year 12, and I had been studying really, really hard to go into sound and lighting tech at university. I spent the last 3 years building up a portfolio because the university course was portfolio entry. And 6 months before I graduated, it changed to an OP5 entry. I was pretty devastated. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to get an OP5 because I've now put all of my study time into improving my portfolio for this uni degree. So now this is worth nothing. So I was like, oh, well, screw it. I'm just going to go do a professional gig. So I did. I went to a theater and I did a gig, and I got treated really, really poorly. And then I got the yearbook, and I had run the school's lighting and tech team for the last 3 years pretty much. And I got the yearbook, and it was the first time tech team was ever included in the yearbook. So I was like, oh, great, awesome. I'm so excited to finally see my team and my people get recognition. And I opened it up and my name wasn't on there, and people who had not shown up to tech team for 3 years were. The teacher obviously didn't like me very much, and yeah, I got excluded. So I was like, well, go f yourself then. I'm just gonna go make fursuits because I'd had this thing that I was practicing for a while, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm good enough to take commissions, so I'm just gonna be my own boss, so up yours. That's how I decided to take commissions in the first place. There you go, there's a little life story. Okay, this one's from Grim. How do you make removable hairstyles?
Magnets, how do they work?
Magnets. This one is from Aberrant Reptile. What are some of the biggest problems with a fursuit that you wish were able to be solved? The heat, but I don't think that's ever going to be solved unless, we make funky fur that wicks your sweat away. Honestly, I don't see too much issue with fursuits. There's not really any particular issues that I personally see as an artist in that community. I know there's lots of people who are like, I want air conditioning. I want a screen inside the head so I can see everything outside. No, that's impossible and ridiculous and heavy and expensive, so no, permission denied. What are some things you wish were possible to do with a fursuit? Fly, having an actual wingsuit that you could fly in, that'd be really sick. I mean, I've got my wingies now, but they don't make me fly, unfortunately. So I remember having a dream once that I built a fursuit with big enough wings so you could actually fly. That was pretty dope. So there you go, there's one thing. But other than that, fursuit creators have gotten absolutely stupidly insane. That's one that would be cool. If you could make, you know how you have lip sync animations for VR chat avatars? What if you could do that with your fursuit? How cool would that be? Yeah, there you go. Some crazy otherworld shit for you. All right. Next one is from Lucky Charms. Hey, I'm kinda new, but Skybean, who did your profile picture? Did you do it? No, I am not an artist. I'm not very good at drawing. That one was done by the wonderful Pawfoot. I'm not sure, they may have changed their Instagram name recently, but this is them. I'll go over here. So yeah, this is them. Please go follow them. They did just recently redraw it and I absolutely love it, but please go pay them money to draw you, please. Or go follow them and give them that exposure. So yes, many thank you to Pawfoot. We stand Pawfoot. Next is from Potato. If you're searching for a specific color of fake fur and you can't find it, or you need multiple shades of the same color and don't have as many as you need, do you have to make do with what you can find? If so, what do you suggest make it still be effective at expressing the character correctly, or is there a way to get custom colors made / color your own fur, and if so, what might they be? Okay, so I made this TikTok, which I'm about to show you, which is a detailed guide on how to find fur colors. So as you can see, finding fur colors is a pet peeve of many makers, because people like to pick really vague shades of grey and green and orange and brown, and those colors that come in that many shades do not exist in fur. There is a possibility you can get custom colors done, but the problem with custom colors, kids, is you need to order like a minimum of 20 to 100 yards. That's like thousands of dollars. I really wouldn't get your hopes up. Dyeing fur is not actually possible without destroying the fabric, because to dye fur, it's a synthetic material, so you have to boil it, and that ruins your pile. And even then, it doesn't take that well. So the only way to get specific fur colors is to commission it. There's a Canadian fur suppliers run by some wonderful Canadian makers, and they do custom colors. I know How Fabric, I think, offers custom colors, and so does Fursuit Supplies. I'm fairly certain. Like, you can contact them, they'll give you their yardage, or if you really wanna, you can go find your own supplier and commission it that way. But you need to really be careful when dealing with suppliers on Alibaba and other mass-produced bulk sites, because you just don't know what's going to be good. So always ask for samples and all of that wonderful things. Only other thing I could possibly recommend is airbrushing, perhaps, if you really want. But the thing is you got to get it redone once it comes off, so it's not permanent. Fruit says, what is your favorite fruit? Fruit and or vegetable. Fun fact, when I was a little kid, like 5, 6, my mum would literally call me fruit bat, because I'd eat like 12 apples a day. Like, if there was fruit in the fruit bowl, I would just eat it. So I am a really big fan of fruit. At the moment, I'm really liking mandarins. Bananas are always a classic. Can't go wrong with a good banana. If I had to pick like a really vague fruit, I really like pomegranates. They're yummy. Watermelon's also yummy. A funky fruit that I really like are yuzu lemons. They're a Japanese type of lemon, and they taste good in pretty much everything. In terms of vegetables, I like zucchini. I like zucchini and mushrooms. I don't know if mushrooms really count as a vegetable, but yeah, zucchini and mushroom. I love putting it in lots of things. It tastes really good. The Dank Fox himself. How should you go about laying out fur? How do you determine the fur direction? Well, you can determine the fur direction by looking at the real animal, if you like. So, here's a photo of the wolf, and here's the wolf's fur direction. I don't know who drew this. Please, if you know the credit of this artist, please put it in below. I've seen it around for years. You can kind of see that you kind of want to match the way that the fur goes on a normal animal, but it's generally, the general principle is from the nose out. So if the nose is here, this fur's going down, this fur's going out, this fur's going, so it's basically going back towards the cheeks. The ears go up, so the ear fur goes all the way to the tips, and then it runs down the back, because that's where the fur would run on a normal animal. So yeah, you can reference the real animal, or you can just generally use the rule of thumb of it goes away from the nose. Ground Zero asks, for characters that have white/lighter fur, does it matter what color foam you use? Like, would colored foam show through / discolor the fur in any way? It depends on the fabric used. So we've had issues before where we've used like a beaver or something like that, and it has shown through because the backing has been really thin, or we've shaved it too short. But that's up to you to kind of mess around and play with. I have never personally had an issue, because anything that has a really thin backing I tend to throw away anyway, because it's just not good enough. But sometimes you need the color and you can't find it anywhere else, so you'll use it anyway. In that scenario, you can do things like stick some white fabric to the back of it before you sew it. That can help offset some of that, but it has happened, but not with most furs. Like your standard beaver, luxury shag, that kind of stuff will be fine provided you don't shave it all the way to the backing. So I hope that helps. Okay, roasted ham. What is the most unique / unusual material that you've ever seen a fursuit made out of? Well, there are many different fleece suits. They're kind of funky. One of my favorite suits that's made out of weird material are these leather dragons. I really want to get into leatherworking myself because it seems like a really interesting material to work with. But there's these leatherworking dragons which are made entirely out of leather, in case you were wondering. Yes, it's amazing and incredible. Another thing I've seen is Creature Creations and Costumes created this little dragon thing. It's always the dragons. This little dragon thing who has that reversible sequin stuff that you get on like fidget toys. That was pretty neat. Not personally my cup of tea, but I really dig it. It's cool, it's unique, and it's interesting, and that's what we like to see. So there you go. And I think that brings us to the end of this week's video. Do you guys have any questions for me? Please join my Discord if you're able and leave them in the Q&A and video suggestions chat. If you want to leave me some video suggestions whilst you're there, feel free to do that too. But thank you all so very much for joining me this week, and I will see you guys next time. So goodbye. Love you all. Yeah.